Freshpark. In this session, we're learning more about the quarterpipe, the accessories that you can add to it, as well as the multiple variations that you can have with your quarterpipes. We'll start with the side-by-side setup. Typically, you want to use 2 or 3 of these wide. We've seen them as many as 10 wide. You start off by lining up the finished and complete quarterpipes side to side so that the coping lines up. We'll use our wide, thicker J-bolt. We'll slide it into the side sleeves, the same sleeves that you use for the wheel kits. Sliding it in and using the supplied wing nut, we will finger tighten this as much as possible. We will continue down every other hole with the supplied wide J-bolts. Please note that if you have the wheel kits in their sleeves, you may need to adjust them to the outer position depending on how you set this up. Here we show the wheels on the outside of each of the quarterpipes. The next setup is the volcano or the back-to-back setup. Do this by taking 2 finished quarterpipes. You will align them so that the decks are facing each other and the rideable surface of the ramps are facing away from each other. You'll align the universal Freshpark hinges. Please note that this needs to sit flush. It is possible to have them slightly off-angled. You may need to readjust the hinges so that the brackets are on one side or the other so that each side of the quarterpipe sits flush. Take your thin accessory J-bolt, insert it into the universal hinge, and using the supplied wing nut, tighten and use 1 J-bolt on each side of the ramps, and it does provide a fairly secure and strong platform. The next setup is the fun box extension on the back of the quarterpipe. This allows for more standing room. Also can be used as a drop-off or many other configurations. You could also use this in the middle of a volcano if you wanted. You will take the extension fun box legs, put them into the receivers of the fun box on one side. Please note that you do not need to use the coping, or if you do have coping on one side of the fun box, make sure it is on the side facing out. You will again align the universal Freshpark hinges with the back of the quarterpipe and the fun box so that they line up. We do recommend that you use 2 people for this. However, an experienced installer can do it by his or herself. Using the supplied thin J-bolt, again insert it into the universal Freshpark hinge. Finger tighten until it is snug. We'll do this on each side of the ramp, and then it is ready to skate. Here we are installing the second J-bolt on the far side of the quarterpipe. Just showing another angle, installing the wing nut. Again, this setup can be used in multiple configurations. All of these ramps can be joined side to side or back to back. These also line up with our launch ramps, so you can have multiple tiers of ramps. Next up, we have the Freshpark accessory safety rail. That is a great addition to any quarterpipe. This will work either on the back side of the quarterpipe itself, or you can attach it to the fun box extension hinges. We will first start by aligning the hinges on the back side of the quarterpipe on the deck using a thin J-bolt and wing nut, as well as a washer on the outside. We will slide the J-bolt in, aligning the hinges, and finger tighten our wing nut on the back side. Again, you will use 2 thin J-bolts, 1 on each side of the deck in the universal Freshpark hinges. The next step is to take our 2 supplied red support legs. Using the middle hole on the adjustable leg, we will take 1 J-bolt, slide it through the upper sleeve on the red safety rail, and apply a wing nut on the back side of that. We will then go down to the side of the quarterpipe using another thin J-bolt. We will snug up the safety rail and apply it to the necessary hole. Typically it is the top hole. Here we have some angles of the brackets and the legs installed on where you would like to set them. As a reminder, the safety rail will fit into the quarter pipe folded up for storage, and then it is ready to skate. For more tips and advice, go to www.freshpark.com.